Hi bookish friends, welcome back to another Read and Ready. This is a series where I get ready and we can have a discussion about book, my thoughts on a certain book, reviews, even some theories. And this is going to be episode 4, so if you haven't watched the previous ones, the first 3 ones are about Alchemy of Secrets, some thoughts, theories, and we did a review for the last one as well. Let's talk about the trend where people read a lot of books in a year just to reach a certain reading goal and just to follow the trend. So get ready, get your snacks ready, get your drink ready, or you can get ready with me as well. This is not gonna be bashing on anyone. This is not hate towards anyone. I just want to share my mindset and how I see it, because I've been reading for more than a decade and I was previously on like Bookstagram and Booktok, and I used to do like 150 books per year. And even the first time that I started reading Alchemy of Secrets, when I shared them on Booktok, I said like I'm only doing 25 years, and I was very hesitant about putting that out there because I know that, you know, some people are gonna judge like, who is this girl and why is she, you know, making all these videos about books when she doesn't really read that much. But let's start getting ready as well. The thing about why I think this is a very prevalent, it's a very relevant topic to talk about is because of the outrage that some creator got when they said, oh, I skim books, I only read dialogues. Why is this page filled with so many words? And I feel like that was caused a major issue on like the Booktok community. And I feel like it's not necessarily a bad thought, but maybe some people would perceive it like this person loved talking about books and love to talk about the books that they read, but why is it that they don't seem to enjoy reading that much? So previously I've always done this, you know, I've always done like a 150 book per year goal for myself. And this year I only read 25 books. I'll include my Goodreads status here. And if you guys are asking like, oh, why are you still using Goodreads? Why are you still using Goodreads? I know that there is like a discussion about why Goodreads is bad and stuff, and that people should move to other platform. I am planning to move to other platform as well, but for now, because I set up my Goodreads since 2013, I feel like there's just a lot of data there, and I need to just figure out how to move all the data to a new platform. But yeah, maybe we'll do that, and I'll update you guys on which platform I like. But for now, I have been using Goodreads, and I only set my goal to 25 books this year, and I don't even remember why I set it, because I thought this year I was also gonna do like 150 books. But the thing is, I've also been on a reading slump, so I tried to be a lot more realistic. This is November now. It did take me like 11 months to read 25 books, which would 2 books each month technically. So I guess it would be good to just talk about why I decided to do 25 books and why I was happy with it. Honestly, I was surprised I was even able to finish 25 books, because I don't know if you guys watched my previous video, but I did talk about how I was basically in the longest reading slump that I've been in. 25 books was a big achievement for me, because I didn't even think I was gonna be able to finish that. Why 25 books felt realistic as well was that I could read just 2 books a month, and that is it, you guys. You don't need to read like crazy amount of books each month. If one month you want to read 3 or 4, then some month you can only read 1, that's fine. and I get to really enjoy it. Like, for example, my Alchemy of Secret, like that is like, I feel the longest time I spend reading Stephanie Garber books by myself. Maybe if I'm doing it with like friends of a read along, I have to slow my pace down, because when I did read alongs with friends, I also did discussion at the end of each day, but I don't think it ever reached 10 days. And I get to really prioritize more on the enjoyment of books. And like I talked about before, it's also, you were able to really enjoy the dialogue, the character, the writing style, the world building, and you won't necessarily get to pay little attention to detail when you're reading a 400, 500 pages book within 24, 48 hours. It's okay to prioritize your enjoyment. It's okay to really hone in on a book you're reading rather than focus on reaching a certain number of books that you need to read each year. And that might look different. Like, let's say if you have a slower month for work, like you don't really have anything else going on, maybe you want to read more books, and that's okay. But don't feel pressured just because people online are reading exceptionally fast, exceptionally, like a large number of books, that you have to do that as well. And another point that I want to make is more about people should be sharing about Booktok, about your Bookstagram, wherever you want to post, on Booktube, because you want to share the enjoyment of books and you want to start book discussion and you want to make bookish friends. Because perhaps your friends in real life, they don't read. Like, the whole reason why I started a Booktok, a Booktube, a Bookstagram is because most of the friends that I met on real life doesn't really read, or doesn't really read the same thing that I do, doesn't really read that much. And other people, they just read to read. They don't like imagine characters, they don't join fandoms, and that's completely normal as well. So this is the mindset that I'm doing right now as well, that I'm doing this more to enjoy, to freak out together with online friends, to be able to have people to have book discussions with. And I feel like that should be the goal for everyone. And if you feel pressured about a certain number of people or the people that you met online, and you feel like you need to read that much, it's okay to just click off. It's okay to just find other content that suits more your style, more your reading type, if you read exceptionally fast. And I'm not saying that it's wrong or you shouldn't do that. It's more of a suggestion. I'm more doing for the people who feel pressured and don't feel good. But if you guys do feel like, oh, but I feel like I don't even read enough book, like I want to read more and my reading is exceptionally fast, then again, you do you. There's nothing wrong with that either. It's not a competition, guys. It's never been about a competition. So for some people who read maybe 200 books a year, if maybe they don't have any other thing, maybe they're just someone who's, have no other responsibility in life. Not that that's a bad thing, that's a good thing. And I envy them to be able to only read. And doesn't have to think about anything else, doesn't have to work, doesn't have to, be responsible for anything else. Maybe they're still in school, maybe they just, they're a stay-at-home wife who doesn't have children yet. It's a lot of different things. And maybe they could just be someone who works 9 to 5 but always have time to read during their break, during their nighttime routine. That's amazing, but it shouldn't feel like a competition. If you guys feel like it's motivating you in a good sense, then that's good. But if you feel overwhelmed by it, if you feel like it's taking over your life. You feel guilty if you don't read. You feel guilty if you don't, read like 5 chapters one day. Then maybe take a step back, take a breather, and reassess. Why are you doing this? Is it because you technically enjoy the art of reading fast, or are you just following the trend online and you feel like you're behind if you don't read that number of book? This doesn't necessarily follow if you are an ARC reader and there is a deadline for you to read. And I feel like that is why I don't want to do ARC reads anymore, especially where they have a certain deadline and the deadline is very short. I don't want to force myself to read and then, not be able to enjoy it as much as I can and rushing the book. I don't want to do that. And this is why I think I was in the longest book slump as well. I felt burnt out. I felt burnt out from reading. I'm telling you all of this about feeling like it's a competition, feeling like I have to read a certain number of books, because I felt it before. I felt like I had to read this number of book, that number of book to be able to qualify posting and sharing my thought on the internet. And it's not a good feeling at all. And I feel like I don't want to be that person. I don't want to post just because I felt like I needed to. I want to post genuinely because I feel like I want to share. I want to share about the book that I'm reading. I want to share how amazing it is, especially when it's like not that known of a book. I want to be able to recommend to you guys. Life-changing, might be an amazing character, world building and such, and maybe people just haven't known about it because that author, that book hasn't gone viral on Booktok. And I feel like the bad thing about it is because it feels very shallow. Like your understanding of a book become very shallow when you rush read through a book. You don't really remember much what happens in the book and what happens to this character. Doesn't necessarily mean that I have such good memory and I always remember what happens to a character. Not necessarily, but especially when I did my 10-day reading of Alchemy of Secrets, I get to like share the thoughts daily and I get to really process it and I get to really enjoy the whole situation. I get to really enjoy reading and talking about the characters again and again, and I feel like that's just something that's you can't really get when you read so fast. Also, I'm doing both my makeup with my travel bag because I'll be traveling next week, and also by just my regular makeup little cabinet. Side note, because apparently if you guys do this, if you put all your makeup in a bag and then you can try to use as much thing from that bag, you can determine whether you overpack or there's certain things that you forget. Like I forget to bring an eyeliner, so I can put that in later. And I love this one because you get to just like clean it up. Because I never make super pretty wing, so I like to use my hand to just make it a lot more clean and a lot prettier. Like that. You can just use my hand to really clean it up. Don't know if that's symmetrical or not. So this discussion of slow reading, again, might look very different from one person to another. Like, slow reading could mean you just read a couple of chapters one day and then you can read maybe 2 more chapters the next day. Or it can even look like just reading a few pages of a book each day. And again, it's just about what feels right to you, what feels intentional to you, and what would be the most enjoyable to you. this is more of a mindset. Perhaps it's because my frontal lobe has finally been developed as well, that I appreciate the art of just enjoying things, and I enjoy more the journey than the actual result, if you know what I mean. Because I feel like in the past, I definitely was the kind of person who really just want to know what happens at the end of the book, and thankfully I had self-control not to like peek in what happened at the end of the book. Definitely take the enjoyment out of reading, but I also would skim and would, especially when I was a teenager, I would skim a lot of things, a lot of descriptive things, and I would just jump into the passage of the dialogue because that feels more substantial. That feels like where the story would be, the bulk of the story would be. But that's also where world building lies most of the time. The description, how the author portrays the world, how the characters see the world, like maybe it's a palace, maybe it's a store, maybe it's just a garden, and how magical it is and how different it is from the actual world. So if you don't really read the description and you don't really pay attention to the little detail, I feel like a lot of the experience, a lot of the enjoyment would not be there. And this is something that I discovered a few years ago as well, is when you want to read faster, you become less picky about a book. So you just want to choose a book that's big, and not big as in like the book is big, but more like where it's very famous, and then you feel disappointed in the experience. So take time to read like non-spoiler review, take time to discover whether you think this is gonna be a good fit for you or not. Take time to learn about your own preference and what kind of book you like, what kind of characters you like. And maybe something that's very important that has been a lot of discourse online is research the author. Is the author's belief aligned with yours or not? At least what was actually written in the book, is it gonna offend you, gonna trigger you? But for me, I don't really research that much into the author, except if it like went viral online or something, because I don't really idolize authors or like musicians, actors. So I just see the work and that's it. Maybe I'll be a fan of like their work, and if, let's say for Rina Kent, like if there's a new Rina Kent book, I would get the book because I'm a fan of her writing style and her character and how everything is, that is so messy, is integrated into her world. Like everyone is connected technically, but I don't really look into like her political belief or anything like that. But yeah, I hope you guys get what I mean about authors and how they are. But I hope you guys get my thing about being a more conscious reader and getting back to the enjoyment of reading. And that should be it on today's video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hope you have a good rest of your day.